For my assessment, CMS Assessment 2.0, I will be assessing students on their ability to explain the types of macromolecules and explain their role in the function of living systems, which is Michigan State Biology Objective 2.2. They will show their understanding of this by being able to explain various aspects of the biomolecule, from the structural components and bonding components to how we obtain and process these and how that relates to our physiological function. The purpose of this assessment is for me to assess this knowledge and use it to inform my instruction in further study. When I understand that students have met the criteria laid out in Part A, knowing what the elements are, the bonding patterns, what they look like, and the tests that they're sensitive to, I will be able to design a lab investigation where students will test actual examples of these elements with the various indicators and be able to identify the presence or lack of the macromolecule. When they have met the criteria for Part B, I will be able to plan a lab investigation where students will actually be analyzing food that they commonly consume, looking at the nutritional labels, calculating the percent of each macromolecule, and then making decisions based on whether or not it provides enough of that macromolecule, or if they would be able to choose a better option and what that might be, solely based on the claim of their knowledge of what is enough of the various type of macromolecule. Once I have done that, I will also be able to use this information to create additional activities which allow my students to further explore the role of biomolecules. This is one of the criteria laid out in my rubric 4.0, which says allows for teacher reflection and modification, and that's one thing that this assessment will do really well. Another thing that it will do well is allow my students to apply specific knowledge, receive actionable feedback, and will allow them to make appropriate modifications based on the feedback that I have provided them, which I will use Kazena for. I think Google Classroom will be a very good course management system for this, because it will allow students to access the description and the rubric of the assignment, which you can see here, easily move from that to the slide, which is the requirement that they have here, making a presentation through Google Slides, and also will work well with their research aspect. It provides them with a nice place to organize all that information. It's very user-friendly, and it will allow them, if I decide to add the component in, to easily collaborate with one another on that assessment. Google Classroom is also something that they're familiar with, so the ease of use is there. Additionally, when I release the assignment back to them after submission, they can easily make modifications just by pulling it up, and I will be able to see that process that they've gone through to modify that assessment, making Google Classroom a really great CMS for my students.